winning again. Pray to God to try to save me, but I'm sinning again. I showed them love, then they crossed me and did it again. Try to lead a game, but somehow I'm in it again. I took some losses, but I'm winning again. Pray to God to try to save me, but I'm sinning again. I showed them love, then they crossed me and did it again. Try to lead a game, but somehow I'm in it again.
I'm from the city where the sharks swim, turn them into shark fin. The streets made me cold, I couldn't tell you where my heart been. Taking alley-oop and flip it till I trip on my cash. Tell my whips at 2025 with digital dash. We millionaires with an inch for trimming the grass. Fuck a snake, I'm out of state with unlimited bags. That's why my name carry weight from here to Dubai. Seats cost me 20 cheesy. Every shot when you fly, I'm in it again. $6 million crib in my rent. Get a big ass check and gon' flip it again. We legendary and the secondary level me up, but I still got weight in the bed of the truck. I told him trust is one thing you can never get back. And once you lose that, everything is a wrap. Could've walked away years ago, I play in the trap. You can tell it's from the burn by the way it's wrapped.
I took some losses, but I'm winning again. Pray to God to try to save me, but I'm sinning again. I showed them love, then they crossed me and did it again. Try to lead a game, but somehow I'm in it again. I took some losses, but I'm winning again. Pray to God to try to save me, but I'm sinning again. I showed them love, then they crossed me and did it again. Try to lead a game, but somehow I'm in it again. I wanna purchase land, so I'm out hustling, serving grams. It's either that or be a victim of circumstance. I'm trying to count money until it hurt my hands, so I went and copped 100 P's with my first advance. But nowadays I swear the game, it ain't the same at all. So if it ain't about some real money, don't get my name involved. Sometimes I get high till I don't feel no pain at all, and drift off till I can see heaven and hear the angels call. We from a place where they prey on the weak, so we lowball and only cop weight when it's cheap. And we don't show off the dough, nah, we play it discreet. I ain't have a religion growing up, I prayed to the street. A real hustler, running through cash until the stack finish. If they kill me, better ride, that's my last wishes. Never go around the plug, nah, that's bad business. Trying to lead the game, but the money got us back in it. I took some losses, but I'm winning again. Pray to God to try to save me, but I'm sinning again. I showed them love, then they crossed me and did it again. Try to lead a game, but somehow I'm in it again. I took some losses, but I'm winning again. Pray to God to try to save me, but I'm sinning again. I showed them love, then they crossed me and did it again. Try to lead a game, but somehow I'm in it again. Damn.
Young Burn, California thing, you already know what it is, man. Pull up. I don't wanna die young, I'm trying to live, make it home back to the wife and the kids with this police right behind me. And everybody tripping, everybody slipping. I had to pop the clip and late night trips, really like a suicide mission. They smile in my face when I leave they dissing. Fuck a rat, let them rot in the cell. They mad cause my pocket's swell, I'm playing with the mail. 300,000 in the duffel bag, yeah. We celebrate when the money land, yeah. I'm all across the state, switch the license plate, throw the old one in the lake. This is a real game. Direct shit got the prices back up. Hit the BM, time to stack up. We the real ones, they'll never tax us. Mafia, yeah, bulletproof black truck. All the talking, they just dogs just barking. I told them fuck you, pay me, fuck you, pay me. Yeah, plenty options, I got 20 different watches. Said fuck you, pay me, fuck you, pay me. Yeah, can't stop, you know I'm by my guap. I'm like fuck you, pay me, fuck you, pay me. Big Burn, the original plug. I said fuck you, pay me, fuck you, pay me. Yeah,
move pounds and pray every single day on the road. Thank God I was chosen this thing of ours. I was composed on the road, I didn't think to choke when I was spoken to, even though they came on too. And I took a rip off the tab, drew about 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes before I pulled into the road and asked where you think you're about to go. I said Cheyenne, I thought I was toast, toast, toast. Praise to the Most High for getting us by in the most difficult of times. This is your time to shine, so just recline, let your light shine. He'll do the grind, all we have to do is shine. All we have to do is smile, all we have to do is style. All we have to do is rhyme, all we ever do is prime. All we ever do is dope, put your rollers in the sky. All we ever do is smoke, yeah.
All the talking, they just dogs just barking.
Told them fuck you, pay me, fuck you, pay me.
Yeah, plenty options, I got 20 different watches.
Said fuck you, pay me, fuck you, pay me.
all the talking, they just dogs just barking. I told them, fuck you, pay me, fuck you, pay me. Yeah, plenty options, I got 20 different watches. I said, fuck you, pay me, fuck you, pay me.
Moving pounds, it was all I ever good at. Making sounds, that's how I always would at. Making rounds with the pounds in the biz at. Making sounds, that's how I always would at. Moving pounds, that was all I ever knew. Making sounds, that's all I could do. With the pounds in the back, I held true with the dopeness of dope. That's how I knew that I got this dopeness. And this isn't some cheap trick, I'm about to blow trick, so you can have it if you don't like it, 'cause that shit I'm...
What is up, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Been a while since I've streamed. I've kind of been waiting for something to happen. And thankfully, something is finally happening. So, lots and lots to cover. Haven't really been streaming a whole lot. As you guys know, we've quite literally spent almost an entire year at prior all-time highs. We've literally just been consolidating the same thing of what happened here. I mean, obviously a little bit more price swing in there, but, you know, a whole year consolidating where you had an opportunity to sell before dipping all the way back to 15K. Here, almost an entire year where you've been able to sell around 100K, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but either way. You know, it amazes me, and I have, so I don't know if you guys knew this, like a lot of my tweets, I like schedule ahead of time, like I'll tweet something, schedule ahead. So I have this tweet scheduled ahead of time, so if you see it, you know why. But it amazes me that people are calling for the beginning of the bull run or continuation of the bull run when we've been in a bull run for, well, really you're not in a bull run until you break all-time highs, but we've been in a fantastic uptrend for 1,065 days and almost seen a 750% return from bottom to top. Let that sink in for a minute. There are people telling you right now how bullish Bitcoin is, how you're early to buy, how we haven't had a real bull market, how we haven't seen prices go up, how this, that, and other thing. What do you call that? Because bottom to top, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I've tweeted this before. Bottom to top for the last several cycles, you had obviously a huge one, 2013. 2017, another huge one, 14,000. Decent one, 2,000% in 2022, 2021. And now almost 800%. What do you notice? What do you notice between all of these, right? Your returns are flattening. Not even flattening. They're exponentially going lower. Now, I'd argue price, yes. Price is going up. You know, you're making money. You're making really good money for that matter. Bitcoin's still great. Like cycle over cycle investment. Probably one of the best investments that I've ever seen if you can time the cycles correctly. But there is a clear trend that your gains are, I guess the word is, there's a word for this and I always mess it up. Your gains are, I don't even know the term. I used it the other day. It's, your gains are less exponential, whatever the term for less exponential over time. I mean, it's right there. The evidence is right there. I mean, obviously you could say, you know, we break that if we somehow go higher than 2,000%, but I highly doubt it. I mean, we have quite literally had everything happen this cycle. We had an AI craze, right? You had things like, unfortunately, you know, things like Tau that went a little early, a little bit unexpected, right? 2,500% return. You had Fetch, you know, from 20, we'll say 22 bottom. That did a 6,500% return. Solana did a 33x from its 22 bottom. Right? You had the crazy returns. I think a lot of people are just in denial, and we also have to remember there are over 30 million alt projects. Not all of them are going to do anything, and you know I'm going to eat my own words there because I figured some things haven't moved yet. For example, like something like Mana was quite literally at market lows this entire bull run. You'd think at some point, okay, maybe this thing will go up. Unfortunately, it just hasn't and probably won't. I still have some Mana. I'm not saying how much. It's really not much of anything. Probably, of all the altcoins I own, it's probably 2% of my whole net worth. Or I guess 2% of whatever I'm invested in. I don't like altcoins, guys. I know it seems like I rave about them because they're easy to talk about, especially when there's hype behind them. But I'm not a big altcoin investor. Like I don't actively trade altcoins. If anything, I hold them to see if maybe one of them hits the lottery. And that's really the thing with altcoins is you're just hoping you hit the lottery on them. Same thing with sand. This is kind of crazy though. Check this out. I forgot I had this tweet here. This is from Alex Becker. This guy's a fucking clown. And like a lot of these guys, I don't know if you've noticed. Maybe you have, but diminishing, that's the term. Diminishing returns. Thank you. I've had a sinus infection for the last 2 weeks. It's been killing me. Diminishing returns. Thank you so much. Alex Becker. Absolute fucking clown. I mean, you literally got liquidated from that. This guy's a fucking clown. Can I say retard finally now that Trump's in, and hopefully you guys don't get too offended by that? This guy's a fucking retard. What's up, Buck Wild? How you doing? And speaking of, what's up, Dorian? How you doing? Yes, sir. How's it going? I'm doing good. I was sick like all of last week and half of this week. I get 2 sinus infections a year due to allergies. Sucks. Dog, man, I wish I listened to you. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if I was completely wrong, I'd be eating my words. But my thing is, like, my biggest piece of advice is don't just like go on Twitter and look for all these analysts, like even me, for example. Like, don't base 100% of your decisions off what I do. Look at it from a risk to reward perspective and maybe use some of those, indicators. Like, easy for me, I've talked about MACD, momentum, divergences. You pull up volume, and volume's been dwindling, especially on the buy side, right as we make new highs. All of these are bearish signs. All of these are signs of bullish exhaustion. Like, so going off what I'm saying, instead of saying like, oh man, like I could have listened to this person or that person or this, look at it from a risk to reward, right? Like the thing that I always point out is, where are we in the cycle? Where are we sitting? Like, what's happening? Is price up significantly? What's the deal? And, just doing like a simple measure with these indicators, we're up 800%. Do you really believe we're going to beat 2021's high with how much money was being pushed into the market, with how many people are trading, with all the altcoin craze, with everything? Do you really believe that? And I want to remind you guys, I know the argument is, well, the U.S. government and, what is that, like IBIT and all these, what am I thinking of? All of the, sorry, my brain's shitting out again. All of the fucking ETFs, right? I know that's an argument, but think about it this way, right? Think about it this way. We have ETFs here at the top, right? That drove price up a little higher. Here, it was multi-billion-dollar corporations were buying. 2017, Bitcoin went mainstream. So yes, you could say like, oh, now that Bitcoin's mainstream, it's going to keep going forever. Well, it didn't. It dropped 80%. Oh, multi-billion-dollar corporations are buying. Elon Musk is buying. The U.S. government, all this shit. Okay, we dropped 80%. Oh, ETFs, we're at all-time highs in ETFs. I can't guarantee you anything, but knowing how everything works, price moves before the news is out, before what's going on is going on, I'd argue we dropped 60 to 70%. I mean, the bear market average is 80%, but I'll probably start buying when we drop 60. Because I do think the ETFs will keep things from dropping like significantly. And where is 60% from all-time highs? You're looking at like 50K. Where do you think Bitcoin will bounce if 98K is lost? I don't care where it bounces. I'm waiting. And guys, I'm really not like taking serious trades until we see a significant downturn. Because the issue is, here's the issue. In a bull market, you can long and be right most of the time. Like even if you're in a shitty trade, even if you have shitty risk management, like a blind dog can trade an uptrend and eventually win. In a bear trend, which look, ultimately I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I buy spot and hold for long periods of time. The issue with a bear market is you don't know how low we're going to go. And if you're someone that believes in Bitcoin and Bitcoin going up in the future and buying spot, why are you taking swing shorts on Bitcoin? Especially knowing that the majority of downturn moves happen very fast. They don't happen gradually. They happen in like a couple hours, right? Like whereas a bull market, you've got weeks and weeks and weeks. When you could have 1 month go down 50% because of panic selling and all that. I 100% agree. I actually had planned myself to exit everything at 120K, but Clout CT influence got me. Man, yeah, they get everybody. I mean, they got me at one point. They got me a long time ago. What is this? Table view. Oh, this is cool. Wow. This gives you all the levels. That's crazy. It's cool. And for anyone that's new to the stream, we've been calling for lower, and I know it seems like forever, and I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash on this. You know, I bought, I'm going to get rid of volume for now. I bought in this area, and I sold like right here at 98K, 97, 98, 99K. Got a lot of hate for that. Since then, we've moved, I mean, from prior all-time highs, we moved 17%. My philosophy is it worth the risk? And it wasn't. And it still isn't, because now we're basically back to where I sold, right? We're down 22, 23%, probably more than that, right? From wick. I got to grab the absolute top of the wick. At like 21, 22, 23%. I still missed the wick. Whatever, you guys get it. But now we're losing our uptrend. Right? We're losing our uptrend. We're losing major horizontal support on the weekly, or it looks like it's likely. It really depends where you measure this. Because on top of all of that, and I'll leave this to where it is now, but on top of all of that, you close this weekly where we are right now. I mean, that looks like a pretty textbook double top to me, which tells me, bam, retest and continue lower. And then at that point, you know, you start breaking into the 70s and 60s. You know, you're down 40, 30, 40, almost 50%. Was it worth it? By the way, how's the dogs? The dogs are good. They're both outside. I actually just walked them. Yeah, they're outside. They're good. Trying to get them to lose a little bit of weight. They've been too fat and happy. But yeah, they're good. I always get like flack for this. This bed that's right here, this is for the dogs. Like when I'm on my computer or like playing video games or like watching stuff, like this is a giant queen bed and they lay on it. It's funny, like people are like, oh, you sleep in your parents' basement. Like, no, like I rent this house because I'm still waiting to buy a home. And I know I'm going to get flack on this. I originally said I was going to sell and buy a home, and I didn't, because the housing market is the highest it's ever been in human history. I'm not buying a house that's overvalued by 300%. That's absolutely ridiculous. What's with the Binance doing? I'm not exactly sure. I haven't seen anything about that, to be fair. Same sinusitis each year. Sinusitis each. Yeah, same thing. Like every year, I get like 2 of them. It sucks. I mean, I have my doctor. I pay extra for this doctor. I can just text him. I'm like, yo, it's that time of the year, and he just prescribes me like ibuterol inhaler and a Z-Pack. So it's nice. I don't even have to go to the doctor. Let's look at stocks real quick. I brought up the argument that once stocks correct, Bitcoin is screwed. And I still stick by that theory, guys. I mean, since, you know what, we'll look from February's high. We're up 12.35%. I mean, that's not a ton, but the SPX yearly average is about 10%. So technically we're over it. But if you look at the most recent move, we went up 44%. Let that sink in. 44%. If you weren't, if you're following me, I literally bought the low. Like almost to the dime. I was 2 points off the low on the S&P 500, and I think I was 5 points off the NASDAQ. It's quite insane. That was probably my best, bottom buy ever. Yeah, usually simple treatment for a few days and it's gone. Yeah, it goes away, but it's still kind of you got to get all that shit out of your sinuses and out of your lungs. That's why I sound like this. But I don't feel sick. It's not I went to the gym for 2 hours. I'm going to go to jiu-jitsu in about, what time is it? Yeah, I got to leave in 40 minutes for jiu-jitsu. So I'm good. But my argument is what happens when, the S&P 500 finally drops and, with Bitcoin, we'll just make it small. With Bitcoin, I mean, you're already seeing the S&P drop a little bit and Bitcoin's down. We said 23%. I mean, what if the S&P drops 10, 15%? 12% back to all-time highs? I think Bitcoin goes back to 70. I mean, look at it, what it's down now. The S&P's down 1%. Bitcoin's down 6% and even more than that because over the weekend we dropped a ton too. Really, since that SPX high, we're down 20%. I mean, look, my job isn't to scare you or anything, but if you're a holder, I mean, you got to think about risk reward here and look at what's happening. You're confirming a double top on the Bitcoin weekly. You have the S&P finally getting some correction. Same with the NASDAQ. Same with gold. I mean, gold's consolidating a little bit, but either way. Kind of sucks for people that bought Ethereum, man. That's sad. I mean, we made a new all-time high for one day, and now we're down 40%. That's sad, man. Disgraceful. Digibyte's up 20% today. Wait, what? Holy shit. That's funny. Man, Digibyte's always that OG coin that just goes crazy when things just look awkward. It's funny. Now let's take a look at the dollar. Dollar starting to rise back through. I mean, again, I'm pretty optimistic on the dollar climbing, at least climbing back through 100. And if it does, I think Bitcoin's screwed for a little bit. I mean, look at tether dominance too. For me, the Bitcoin bear market officially confirms when this breaks 6.25%, the dollar breaks 102, and then Bitcoin confirms obviously a new downtrend. Probably goes below 98K. So, okay, three things. Three things, right? Bitcoin drops below 98. Dollar goes above 102. Tether dominance above, what did I say, 6.25? All three of those happen. Bitcoin bear market confirmed. right? You have 3 levels of confirmation. You have crossing charts that agree with each other. We've already dropped at that point. I mean, we've probably already dropped like 30, 40% on Bitcoin. I mean, at that point, I'd say, yeah, it's done. Check ICP was up 20% yesterday. Do I even have ICP up here? Oh, yeah, here it is. Wow. It's up 40% right now. Dude, if you long this from the low, like you just made so much money. That's crazy. How are you playing this bear market? Are you shorting yourself or just staying in USD waiting to buy? A little bit of both for the most part. You know, I'll take like short-term shorts because you have to remember, like, when we lose a level, things drop fast and you sell fast. Like that, pretty evident, right? When you have major downturns, they don't last that long. Now I know like this one lasted a little long on the weekly, but usually they're very quick. They don't have a lot of build up. They just bam, they're just done. So I'll try that. But ultimately, man, I've got a big chunk of money waiting to buy, or I will have the big chunk of money waiting to buy when Bitcoin hits between 40 and 60K. And what I'll do is I'll just dollar cost average. So I'll probably buy like $1,000 to $2,000 every week for like a year. Same thing what I did here. What I did was I waited for about 17,500 is where I started buying. So quite literally the bottom, or this bottom. And then I just kind of started buying like all of this. So yeah, okay, some of my buys were 25K, some of my buys were 15K, but all around, like, I averaged out at like between 20 and 18K was my average. I'm sure there's a way I could figure it out, but I don't. Is it somewhere between 20 and 18K? Let's say it's 19,000, right? So then I sold it all for about 100K, or just under 100K. Where was it? Like right here-ish? So, 400% gain. All you had to do is dollar cost average. On some of these exchanges, you can set like a weekly buy, which is what I did. I just put like I don't even know how much money I put in there. Just put whatever money you want to put in there and just put like buy X amount each week for a year, or buy 1% of my portfolio each week for a year. I mean, essentially, I think we'll bottom. I mean, how long was the 2022 bear market? Bottom to top. About a year. So I think like 12 to 14 months from the high. So let's see. So, September of next year. Maybe August of next year. Start buying. Maybe a little bit before then. It really just depends. Like, I want to see at minimum a 60% decrease, because on average, and again, this is the average, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, whatever. But on average, we drop about, that's 85%, whereabouts, that's 85%. That's about 80%. So we drop about 80-ish% on average. Like, ultimately, start buying about 60, because you have to remember, guys, like, this idea that you're going to sell the top and buy the bottom is just so bogus. Like, don't worry about that. Worry about capturing opportunity. Like with the S&P 500, like my rule with the S&P, when we have these like 10, 15%, 20% drops like we had during the tariff scare, I bought $100,000 of SPY. I'm not even kidding. I bought $100,000 worth of SPY. Why? Well, a couple different reasons. There are a couple different metrics that told me like, hey, this is a good idea to buy. The biggest being this, like every 3 to 5 years, you get a major opportunity between the VIX and the S&P 500. I'm trying to show this in a better way. There we go. Like almost every single time the VIX breaks above 40, and I'll let you guys screenshot this if you want, or you can just make it yourself on TradingView. Almost every time we break above 40, it's at or near the market bottom, which to me says buy, right? And generally speaking, that's a 15 to 25% or more downturn. Like if the S&P 500 was down 50%, I am buying the shit out of it. Because here's the deal. If the S&P 500 doesn't continue to go up, then my money doesn't mean anything anyways because the United States is fucked. Right? Sorry about that. So, I mean, same thing with like Bitcoin bear market. I mean, we can look at past markets and determine like when we want to buy, but ultimately it comes down to like what's the average, right? The average drop in the S&P is around 15. Actually, the recession average is around 28% to 30%, I believe. The average Bitcoin bear market recession is about 80%. So anywhere between 60 and 80%. I think this bear market will be front run, to be fair, especially with the ETFs knowing like more big money keeps coming into scoop. Do you think alts will have some relief pump from here, or they dumped since they dumped nonstop? I have no idea. And I don't really care. Like I said, 2% of my net worth's in alts. I don't pay attention to them. If Mana one day does 5 to 10x from where I bought it, excellent. I'll sell it. If not, and it goes to zero, it doesn't really affect my way of living. Like I don't really give a shit about altcoins other than like Ethereum and Link. I never really have. They're just not. Time and time again, they just continue to prove they're not shit, and there's 30 million of them. And clearly, the world is more obsessed with Bitcoin than anything. I'd rather place my money, bet on the horse that's going to win, right? And I think a lot of people, especially in crypto, don't realize that you buy bottom to top here, 750% return. Even let's say where like my average was. Let's say you're like I sold today. Okay, a 400% return over 2 years, almost 3 years, is insane. Like, that's unbelievable. Your investing performance is nuts. This idea that you're going to make 1,000x or 100x, and that's what you need to like get rich. Guys, there's no get rich quick. So if you can make 400% in 3 or 4 years, you're killing it. You mean like a quicker bear market? I don't think it'll be quicker. I just think we won't drop like 80%. And I hope we do, but I don't think we will. I think what we'll do is we'll get a drop. Everyone will get like super bullish and say that the bull market's going to continue like upwards. And then we do one more drop and then that's it. And then we continue up from there. So like when we drop to like 70 to 80, people are going to be like, oh, the bear market's over. We're going to continue because we're going to get like a little fake pump. The same exact thing happened here, by the way. People were convinced the bull market was starting back over. And then we just fucking plummeted. So I think we'll get like a big fake out and then drop another 20% and then wipe all those people clean. There will be some like, China has banned Bitcoin or, Fidelity is not using Bitcoin anymore. There will be a big news, something crazy like that. And then that'll mark the bottom. That's what I think. I have no idea if that's what's actually going to happen. I'm just excited to see us finally dropping, dude. It's been forever. I've been really bored. Really, really, really fucking bored, man. Like, since I sold, we have done fucking nothing. Now, I know, look, if you bought here, you sold somewhere up here, congratulations. You made, your 30 or 40% on a swing trade. That's good for you. Great. Awesome. But as a macro holder, you haven't made shit. You haven't done anything. And everyone's out here like hyping price and hyping all this bullshit. The only thing I can do is say what my indicators tell me. They haven't been invalidated. I'm not going to change my view on the market if nothing's been invalidated. And I think a lot of these critics, I don't want to call them stupid because they're not necessarily stupid, but a lot of these critics don't realize is like, I can't change the way I view the market if my indicators haven't changed. Does that make sense? Like, Look at this monthly chart and tell me, find me one thing that's bullish about this monthly chart other than maybe potential bullish divergences here. Maybe potential. Because I see nothing. Your MACD is exponentially higher. It's in a good place. It's in a good place to turn over. You're losing momentum. You're obviously volumes and dropping. We've just lost our uptrend. We've been making bearish divergences for a very long time. I mean, please tell me, where is this invalidated? And it hasn't. That's why I've continued to repeat myself and continue to say the same boring things. And a lot of people think it's for clout and all this bullshit. I just have nothing else to say about this market. We're not doing anything. So that's kind of all I got for today, guys. I have to eat something quick, and then I'm going to go back to the gym. So with all that, I hope to stream maybe Friday, maybe Thursday. Just depends. With all that, guys, always remember, be patient, use risk management, and good luck.